If you want to choose the right virtual address and avoid costly mistakes, then this is the perfect video you've been looking for. And so in order to choose the right virtual address, you need to know what even is a virtual address, why having a virtual address is important, and the key differences between the virtual addresses. And so we're going to cover all of that and more in this video. And so a virtual address is an address that you do not physically live in, that is separate from yourself, that gives you flexibility to have mail sent to that address. And so the reason why you might need a virtual address is one, you are ready to set up an LLC and realize that you need to have a public-facing business address. You happen to do all your business from home, but you don't want to use your home address as your business address. The second reason why you would want to have a virtual address is if you're on the go. You're flying from city to city and you need one place for your mail. And then the third reason why you might need a virtual address is if you want to add an additional level of security. If the mail and packages sent to your home address aren't as secure. And so a virtual address can be the solution to all three situations. But you need to know that not all virtual addresses rank the same. Some virtual addresses are great for business, whereas other virtual addresses are just good for receiving mail as an individual. It's very important that you know the difference between the two, because if you use the wrong address, fixing the mistake could cost you thousands of dollars in your time and your money. And so when it comes to personal use, you can use a virtual address at a mailing center, something that looks like this right here. But when it comes to your business, you want to use a virtual office. A virtual office is an address that has a physical building at that location. If anybody were to look up the address of your virtual office, they would see a professional looking office building. And so if you are wanting to use a virtual address as your business address, it is very important that you go with a virtual office. 5 factors that you want to consider when choosing out the best virtual address for you. The first one is location. Location is so important when choosing a virtual address, as you want a virtual address that is close to where you currently live or close to where you will be living so that you can access your mail when you need to. This is especially important if you are running your business and want to meet clients at the virtual office. And so for business owners, you want to choose the company that offers the closest virtual office to you. The next factor that you want to consider is the service. And so as an individual, you might want mail forwarding or mail scanning. And then as a business owner, you probably want the same services, but you also want meeting rooms to host meetings within the virtual office. You also might want access to co-working spaces so that you can work at the office if you want a change of scenery from your home. And then you also have the option of getting a business phone number through your virtual office. And so you want to choose the virtual office that also offers the services that you need to smoothly run your business. Moving on to the third factor, and that is cost. And when it comes to cost, a virtual address at a mailing center is a lot more affordable than a virtual office. And so typically for a virtual address that is at a post office, it'll cost you about $10. But for a virtual office, it can cost you more than $40, which makes sense because you're getting additional services with a virtual office. And so when it comes to virtual addresses, iPostal 1 is a great option and offers an affordable price. And then when it comes to virtual offices, Alliance Virtual is a great option and offers an affordable price. Moving on, for the fourth factor you should consider, that is rental terms. And so you want to make sure you read the fine print when it comes to renting out these spaces, because some contracts will say that you have to agree to have the virtual office for at least 3 months or 6 months. And so you want to make sure that you're signing up for a contract that works best for you and your needs. And then for the last factor you want to consider is mobile use. With their service, you can see your mail through a mobile app. But with virtual office services like Alliance Virtual and Regis, you don't really have that option. And so if that service is important to you, you want to make sure to get the virtual address with the right company. And so when choosing a virtual address, it's very important that you write out the factors that are most important to you. And so the 5 factors I mentioned earlier, you should rank them from most important to least important. And so then when you go to do your research, you know which company fits what you're looking for. And so to give you some options to choose from so that you have a leg up when you go to do your research, these are virtual addresses that you can choose from, and then these are virtual offices that you can choose from. I personally use Alliance Virtual for my business needs. Let me know if you have any questions at all, and I'll be happy to answer them. I cannot wait to see you next time. Peace, stay building.